Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss another chapter which is redox reaction. So when we talk about this redox reaction, this term redox is composed of two words which is reduction and oxidation, okay? So sometimes it is also called reduction and oxidation, reduction and oxidation reaction, okay? So what is the here basically in this chapter we have to learn about oxidation reduction, okay, with what when we will call that the following compound is in oxidation, or when this following compound is in reduction. So we will see in this chapter, okay, and we will get an idea what is the how when the following compound is getting oxidized or when the following compound is getting reduced, right? So now the first thing, or if we are asked to define oxidation, we can define like this, that the term oxidation, or we can say that the addition of oxygen is called oxidation, right? And the addition of oxygen to any element or a compound is called oxidation, okay? Why you will see that in nature most of the elements are found in the form of their oxides, right? Why? Because we know that in the atmosphere the presence of oxygen is very high, right? Approximately 20%. So that is why most of the element you will see in the nature, they will found in the form of oxides, right? So as you can see, the term oxidation was used to describe the addition of oxygen to an element or a compound because of the presence of dioxygen in the atmosphere, which is approximately 20%. Many of the element combine with it, and this is the principal reason why they are commonly occur on the earth in the form of their oxides, right? So I hope you have understood. We have got some idea that addition of oxygen is what oxidation. So as you can see, some of the example is given here. Magnesium, it is combining with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Sulfur is combining with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide, okay? So here you can see here the addition of oxygen is taking place, right? So this type of here what we can say, the magnesium is getting oxidized, right? Sulfur is getting oxidized because there is an addition of oxygen, right? So in the same way, you can see here, similarly, methane is oxidized owing to the addition of oxygen to it. As you can see, this is a methane, and in this methane, when we are adding the oxygen, we are getting carbon dioxide and H2O. So it means that methane is getting oxidized. Why? Because we are adding oxygen, right? So addition of oxygen is what? Oxidation. Okay. Now, one more thing, as you can see here, here this H2S, when we talk about H2S, after that when we are adding oxygen here, okay, hydrogen sulfide, when we are adding oxygen, this hydrogen sulfide is changing into sulfur as well as water, right? So here what we can say, this hydrogen sulfide is getting oxidized, right? So what we have now what we have got, the basic definition what we have got about the oxidation is what? Oxidation is oxidation, addition of oxygen is called oxidation, right? Now if you will carefully see this reaction, okay, which hydrogen has been replaced by the oxygen, promoting. Now as you can see, if you will carefully look at this equation, you can see that here the hydrogen has been removed from the sulfur, right, with the help of this oxygen. What it is doing, it is just removing this hydrogen from this sulfur, right? Because we are getting here sulfur, and was to hydrogen is getting attached to this oxygen. Means what is happening here, there is a removal of hydrogen, right? As you can see, there is a removal of hydrogen, means hydrogen is getting removed, right? And this oxygen is combining with this hydrogen. Means here two processes taking simultaneously. What we can say, hydrogen oxygen is getting attached to this hydrogen, okay, as well as there is a removal of hydrogen, right? So if you will after carefully examine this reaction, in which the hydrogen has been replaced by the oxygen, promoted chemist to reinterpret oxidation in terms of removal of hydrogen from it, and therefore the scope of the term oxidation was broadened, we can say that expanded to include the removal of hydrogen from a substance. right? So from here, now what, how we can define the oxidation? Oxidation is what? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen is oxidation. From these two examples, what we have seen that from these two example, we have now understood that the oxidation is nothing but the addition of oxygen. Okay, addition of oxygen is what? Oxidation. After that, removal of hydrogen is also an oxidation, right? So I hope you have understood this, right? Addition of oxygen is oxidation, and removal of hydrogen is also oxidation, right? Now next, as the chemistry has grown further, now one more definition has came into being regarding this oxidation and reduction. What was the definition? The definition was, if we are adding a more electronegative element, okay, if we are adding a more electronegative element to any other element, okay, so that is also an oxidation. Means what? Addition of more electronegative element is oxidation, okay, and addition of more electropositive elements is reduction, right? So as you can see, as we know, as we know, uh, as knowledge of chemist grew, it was neutral to extend the term oxidation for the reaction which do not involve oxygen but other electronegative elements. The oxidation of magnesium with fluorine, chlorine and sulfur etc occur according to the following reactions. Means what? I means to say that as the knowledge of chemistry grew up, so scientist has uh, decided to find out a method in which, if there is a, if there is any reaction in which oxygen is not taking part, so for that type of reaction also, scientist has tried to define that type of reaction according to oxidation and reduction process. So in this process, the first process was the addition of electronegative elements, right? So as you can see that in magnesium, so you can see that in the, if you see the example of this example, in this example you will see that there is an addition of electronegative element, right? So there is an addition of electronegative element in this magnesium, right? This fluorine, chlorine and sulfur, it is, they are what? They are more electronegative elements, right? So from here what we can conclude that, as you can see, so by seeing that type of reaction, this reaction, by seeing this reaction, can now scientist has decided to what we can say, the scientist decided to expand this oxidation and reduction, definition of this oxidation and reduction, right? So what they have decided to do is that, you can see, in cooperating this reaction within the fold of oxidation reaction, encouraged chemists to consider not only the removal of hydrogen as oxidation, okay, but also the removal of electropositive element such as sodium, potassium, magnesium etc as oxidation, okay. What we have from here, what we have got the idea that addition of electronegative element is called what? Oxidation, okay, as well as removal of, electropositive element is also an electropositive element, like sodium, potassium and magnesium is also called an oxidation, right? So as you can see, one example it is given here. You can see how many potassium is there? 4, right? But here in the product side you will see that potassium is converted into 3, right? So what is happening here? This potassium is what? Electropositive element. So what it is happening here, you can see there is a reduction, right? Reduction of electropositive element, right? But here in this case, when you will see, there is an addition of electronegative element, right? So from here, one new definition we have got. What that definition is? Addition of electronegative element is called oxidation, as well as removal of electropositive element is also called what? Oxidation, right? So I hope you have understood this new definition now. Next, define this reaction. How we can define? You see here, Oxidation is due to what? Removal of electropositive element, which is what? Potassium, right? This one, potassium. From potassium ferrocyanide, this is from potassium ferrocyanide, we are removing this potassium, okay? And before it changes to potassium ferric cyanide. So to summarize this, the term oxidation, how we can define now how we can define this oxidation term? So oxidation term is defined as the addition of oxygen or electronegative element to a substance, or a removal of hydrogen or electropositive element from a substance, right? So I hope this concept you have understood, right? Addition of oxygen or addition of electronegative element to a substance, or removal of electropositive element or hydrogen to a substance is called what? Oxidation, right? So I hope you have understood about the oxidation, right? Now next we will discuss about the reduction. So in the beginning, reduction was considered as the removal of oxygen, right, from a compound. So, but however, this reduction has been broadened, or we can say that the definition of this reduction has been expanded, as we have seen the definition of oxygen. In the same way, the definition of this the reduction also has been expanded. So just you make the reverse, right? But in oxidation, what we have seen, addition of oxygen or addition of electronegative element to a substance, right? But if we are talking about the reduction, so what we can say, if we are talking about the reduction, what we can say, the term reduction is defined as the removal of oxygen, right, or electronegative element from a substance, or addition of hydrogen or electropositive element from a substance is called reduction, right? You can define easily, we can define like this, right? So I hope you have understood this, right? So now we will see what is written here. So in the beginning, the reduction was considered as the removal of oxygen from a compound, right? But however, the term oxygen reduction has been expanded these days, that include removal of oxygen or electronegative element from a substance, or addition of hydrogen or electropositive element to a substance is called reduction. So I hope you have understood this, right? As you can see in this example, there is a removal of hydrogen, right? There is a removal of oxygen from mercuric oxide, right? So this since you can see HGO is changing into Hg and O2. Since what is happening here, as you can see, this mercuric oxide is changing into mercury, right? So this process is called what? Reduction, right? In the same way, as you can see, FeCl3, in FeCl3 is converting into FeCl2, right? So here you can see that this chlorine is what? Electronegative element. Chlorine, here what we can say, there is 3 chlorine, it has changes into 2 chlorine, right? Means what? 1 chlorine we have removed, right? Or we can say that removal of electronegative element, which is chlorine, from a ferric chloride, right? So this is also called reduction, right? So this is also called what? Reduction, right? So one more example is there, as you can see, from CS2 there is what? We are adding hydrogen here, right? So when we are adding hydrogen, it is converting into CS3 means what? We have added the hydrogen, right? Addition of hydrogen is taking place. So this is also a reduction, right? So I hope you have understood the oxidation and reduction terms in terms of addition of oxygen, addition of electronegative element, or removal of electronegative element, right? Now one more definition we will see about oxidation and reduction in terms of the electron exchange method, right? So next method is what? Reduction, oxidation, or redox reaction. So in this reaction you will see that the simultaneously oxidation of this stannous chloride, okay, the oxidation of this stannous chloride is also occurring because there is an addition of electronegative element, as you can see. Just try to understand this, right? So here you see SnCl2, okay, is changing into SnCl4, right? And here HgCl2, it is same, it is same Hg, right? One more thing, this HgCl2, here Hg was there, but now it has converted into 2Hg, right? So in this reaction, when you will carefully observe that Hg is getting reduced, right, and Sn is getting oxidized, since there is an addition of, here addition of electronegative element is taking place, right? So what is happening here, there this Sn is getting oxidized. But here in this case, there is a reduction of there is a removal of electronegative element, right? So there is this Hg is getting reduced, right? So how we can describe this reaction? So in this reaction, what it is happening, you see, there is a simultaneously oxidation of stannous chloride to stannic chloride is also occurring because of the addition of electronegative element, which is chlorine, right? As we have seen, see, it was Cl2, it has converted into Cl4, right? Now next, it was soon realized that the oxidation and reduction also occur simultaneously, right? After when you have seen this reaction, so scientists have realized that oxidation and reduction can occur simultaneously, right? So as well as appear to be re-examining all the equation given above, the word redox reaction was coined for this class of chemical reaction, right? By seeing here this, what I have told you when we have started this chapter, with the first, what I have told you, redox reaction means what? Oxidation and reduction reaction means what? In a single reaction, simultaneously oxidation as well as reduction is taking place, right? So by seeing that this type of reaction, we have realized that this type of reaction in which the oxidation and reduction is simultaneously taking place, so this type of reaction has been given the name as redox reaction. So I hope you have understood this, right? So the next state, the next is oxidation state or oxidation number, right? So oxidation state or oxidation number, don't get confused on that, both are same. So we will see what is oxidation number. So oxidation number is just a theoretical or formal charge left on the species when all the groups attached to it are removed with their normal or usual charge, right? Oxidation state is just a formal charge on a species when all the group attached to it are removed with their normal or usual charge, okay? So we will see the example of this KMnO4. So in the example KMnO4, you will see as a whole, when you will see the charge on a KMnO4, the formal charge of KMnO4 is 0, right? Formal charge of KMnO4 is 0. Now what we will do, one by one we will remove the elements from here. So first of all we will remove, suppose first of all the charge was 0, right? The first time the formal charge was 0. So when we will remove here first this potassium, so potassium has minus plus 1 charge, right? So when we will remove first this potassium, so 5 formal charge was 0, overall charge was 0. Now since we are subtracting this potassium, so what we will do, we will do minus plus 1, right? This plus 1 is the charge of we can say potassium, right? So when we will write 0 minus plus 1, we will get minus 1. The now the charge of this, after removing this K, the charge on this MnO4 is what? Minus 1, right? Now after that we will remove one oxygen from here. So here what we are doing, we are basically trying to find out the oxidation state of this magnesium, right? Manganese, sorry. So after that, as you can see, now since when we have removed potassium from here, so potassium was carrying plus 1 charge, so when we have removed this potassium from here, we have got now the MnO4 minus has overall charge of minus 1, right? Now again what we will do, we will remove one oxygen. So oxygen has a charge of what? Minus 2, right? We will see there will be one table. In that table we will see what is the charge of that what is the charge of this oxygen. So oxidation state of this oxidation number of this oxygen. So when we will remove one oxygen from here, so what we will do, overall charge was this, right? So one, what we are doing, we are removing one oxygen, oxygen we are removing means minus 2, right? Minus 1 minus 1 minus minus 2, right? So now again our overall charge, for since we have removed minus 1 here, so for the overall charge for this MnO3 plus will be what? Plus 1, right? It has become plus 1. Now next now next you can see for MnO3 plus, the overall charge what we have got, yes, the overall charge we have got +1. Now next, one more oxygen we will remove from here, so again -2. We will subtract this in plus this +1, we will again subtract -2. So what we will get? We will get here what? As you can see, we will get here +3. So +3 is what? This is the oxidation state of this +3. Now again one more oxygen we will remove. So how many time we are removing the oxygen, we are giving a plus charge here, right? You can see in the first in from here, what we have did, one when we have subtract one oxygen, we have put one plus here. In this case we have removed two oxygen, next one oxygen here plus we have put 2 plus 3 plus charge here. After that 4 plus charge, 5 plus charge, 6 plus charge, 7 plus charge, like this we will add, right? So now next, since we have removed now one oxygen from here, just the overall charge for this will be +3. Now again one more oxygen we have removed. When we will remove, so again when we will remove one more oxygen, the overall charge of this will be +5. Again after that, when again if last at last when you will remove one more oxygen from here, the plus charge we will get here, so +7. So that is why we are writing the Mn magnesium here has a +7 oxidation state, right? So I hope you have understood this. So in this way you have to find out the oxidation state. No need to do like this, just we will use this method. As you can see, potassium, this was just for your understanding. Here you can see potassium has a +1, manganese we have to find out, we will put as it is. No need to put x and y variable, you just put what we have to find out. Suppose we have to find out here manganese, so you just put manganese directly, don't need to put x y z. So after that, how many oxygen? 4 oxygen, and 1 oxygen is charge is -2. So -2 into 4. So it will be an overall charge, you see, overall charge is 0. So we will put here 0. So as a whole, when you will find out the manganese you will get the oxidation state of manganese in KMnO4 will be +7. Right? So I hope you have understood this. Now, this is a table. From this table, what I mean to say that there are three rules in this table. Okay, first of all, you see there is +1, +2, +3, again +1, -1, -2, -3, -1, -1, -1, right? So this is actually a priority table. Okay, as you can see, priority is written here. So this is actually a priority table. The one which is in the left side here, it will be less priority, and you will get the less priority to them. The one which is here, we will get more priority to them, right? So as you can see this chart, you just try to remember this, right? The charge. So first of all, in this case we will see, in the case of this KClO4. So how you will decide whose oxidation state we have to find out, right? So what I have told you, you have to find out the oxidation state of less priority element, the element which has a very less priority. So where you will find the less priority? In the extreme left side, right? So as you can see here, what is the element is there? Potassium is there. So potassium is here, so it is more, it has a more priority. After that oxygen is here, and after that chlorine is here, right? So means the one which will be in the more in the left side, we have to find out the oxidation number of that element, right? So here not oxygen, here will be chlorine, right? Because chlorine comes after oxygen, right? You can see here. So we will find out the oxidation state of chlorine. So when you will find out the oxidation state of chlorine, this potassium has a +1, as you can see, +1 I have written. After that plus chlorine, no need to write variable, you just write chlorine as it is. Okay. After that, for how many oxygen is there? 4 oxygen, 4. And what is the oxidation number of oxygen? As you can see, +2, right? -2. So and overall charge is what? Overall charge is 0, right? So when you will find out, you will get the oxidation state of chlorine as +7, right? So in this way you have to find out. Now next is H2O2. Here you see hydrogen is where? Hydrogen is here and oxygen is here. So whose oxidations we have to find out? We have to find out this, right? Which will be in the left side, right? So as you can see, we are finding out the oxidation state of oxygen. So hydrogen has +1, so +1 into 2 plus 2 into oxygen. Overall charge is 0. As you can see, overall charge is 0 here. So oxygen will be -2 divided by 2, which will be -1. So I hope you are understanding this, right? How to find out. Just you remember, try to remember this table. From this table, you can easily find out. Now next is We will see this one. Now next we will see NaBH4. So from here, how we will decide whose oxidation state we have to find out. So here we have to find out the oxidation state of hydrogen, because you see NaBH4. So in NaBH4, you see Na is here, after that B is here, after that hydrogen is coming, means it is coming on the left hand side, right? So the one which will be in the left hand side, we have to find out the oxidation state of that element. So as you can see, for sodium +1, for barium +3, boron +3, and for hydrogen +4. Hydrogen as I have written as it is, hydrogen. So when you will solve this, you will get, and the overall charge is 0. When you will solve this, you will get -1, right? Now, so I hope we can find out, right? You can find out like this. Now next is, suppose there is some element which is not given in this table. If any element which is not given in this table, so you always remember that, you just remember that element, we have to find out the oxidation state of that element. Suppose you see here in sulfur is not given, right? So but here, if in the question, if it is given, right, like this, SO2Cl2. So since oxygen is also given in the table, chlorine is also given in the table, sulfur is not given, means we have to find out the oxidation state of sulfur, and the rest, the oxidation state of oxygen and chlorine, we will take from the table. So the oxidation state of oxygen is what you can see, +-2, and chlorine is -1, right? So we will put here as it is, sulfur will be as it is, you put sulfur as it is, no need to put variable any x, y, and z. And oxygen is -2, 2 into -2, and 2 into -1. So we will get +6 here, right? In the same way here also, sulfur is not in this question also, you have to find out the sulfur, the oxidation state of sulfur. So in this way you can find out, right? Now there are some element whose oxidation state we cannot, whatever the oxidation state you will find out, that will be an average oxidation state, right? So in this, suppose we are taking the example of this element CS3CHO. So CS, when you will see the CS3CHO, so here whose oxidations we have to find out. Here the oxidation state of carbon, we have to find out the oxidation state of carbon. So what we will get the oxidation state as -1. So always remember that this is an average oxidation state of carbon, right? Because you see, I will try to draw this, how to find out the oxidation state. Suppose this is carbon, this is another carbon, okay, sorry, this is another carbon, this is hydrogen here, and again this is hydrogen here, okay. CS3 is there, no? Here also hydrogen, and here is one hydrogen, and this is double bond, carbon carbon, double bond oxygen, right? So always remember that which one is more electronegative, carbon or hydrogen? Carbon, right? So carbon will, for this bond, for when we are talking about this bond, this carbon will be negative, okay, and this one will be positive. For this also, again, this will be negative and this will be positive, right? For this bond, this carbon will be negative and this will be positive, right? Now again, with these two carbon both are same, means for this two bond, this will be, again, here will be 0, here will 0, here sorry, here is 0, and here is also 0, right? Now again, when we talk about this bond, in this bond also, which one is more electronegative? Oxygen is more electronegative, right? So he will take minus here, and this carbon will take plus here. For this bond also, he will take minus here, and he will take plus here. Now again, for this bond, same thing. For this bond, again, carbon is minus and this one is plus, okay. So I hope you have understood this, right? Now next, try to count the charge. Minus 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 means this carbon has a charge of -3, okay. And when we talk about this carbon, this is plus plus and minus, means 2 plus and 1 minus, means -1, right? Plus 1, sorry, plus 1 charge. So now what we have to do, we have to just add this -3. When you will add this, and divided by 2, -3 plus 1 divided by 2, it will be -1, right? So as you can see, this is -1 we have got here, right, in this when we are doing with this method. So this -1 is just an average oxidation state of this two, this carbon and this carbon. So I hope you have understood this, right? So always remember that when the oxidation state will be 0, oxidation state will be 0 when the element is attached to its own kind of element. Means sulfur is, if sulfur is attached to sulfur, if carbon is attached to carbon, if oxygen is attached to carbon, if oxygen is attached to oxygen, if hydrogen is attached to hydrogen, at that time overall oxidation state will be 0, right? Now in the same way, one more example, as you can see, CH3COOH. So in this example also you can see, so for this bond, if you will see, this will be plus, here will be minus. Here for this bond, here plus, here minus. For this bond, here plus, here minus. For this bond, 0 0 as it is. For this bond, here minus, here plus. For this bond, here again plus, here minus. And for this bond, since carbon and oxygen, so here plus, here minus, and here again minus, and here again plus. So if you have to find out the oxidation state of this, as you can see, 1 2 3, 3 minus minus 0 means it will be -3 for this carbon, and for this carbon 2 plus and 3 plus, plus 3. So as you can see, there it is plus 3 here, right? As you can see, plus 3 here. So what will be the overall oxidation, average oxidation state? So average oxidation state of this carbon will be 0, because plus 3 minus 3 minus 3 plus 3 divided by 2 is equal to 0. So I hope you have understood that some of the element, we cannot find out oxidation directly. We have to find out their oxidation state with their structure. So to draw the structure, we have did in the chemical bonding already. So I hope you know how to draw the structure right now. Now next method is what I have told you, when the oxidation state of an element can be 0. So the oxidation state of an element can be 0 with the three reasons. The first reason is, as you can see, if it is attached to the atom of its own kind, right, only. Hence the oxidation state of every atom in the elemental state is 0. For example, S8 O2 O3, right? Now next is, the compound has a more than one atom of the same kind with different oxidation state, and the average of their oxidation state is 0, just like in the case of CH3COOH just now we have seen, right? And the same way NH4NO2. Now third reason is, the atom could have the same atom of more electronegative element and some same atom of less electronegative element attached to it, so that overall oxidation state will be become 0. If in an element one side is more electronegative and another side is more electropositive, sorry, if one side is the atom have a same atom, okay, of more electronegative, and the same atom of the less electronegative, then they two will cancel each other, right? So at that time the overall oxidation state, or we can say that the average oxidation state will be 0. Now one more example is there, the tetrathionic acid, as you can see, H2S2H2S4O6. So here we have to find out the oxidation state of sulfur. So when you will find out with this method, you will get 2.5. So this is 2.5 is what? It is an average oxidation state of all the sulfurs, for all the four sulfur which is attached here. So you can see from here, right? For this two bond, this will be minus, this will be plus. For this and for this bond, this will be plus, this will be minus. This will, for this bond, this will be plus, this will be minus. For this bond, this will be plus, this will be minus. For this bond, this will be plus, this will be minus. And for this, since they are same in 0 0, same 0 0, again plus minus. So in this way you can find out, when you will find out this sulfur, you will get the oxidation state of +5, this oxidation 0, this oxidation here, this sulfur is 0, again this sulfur is +5. So when you will divide this, you will get the average oxidation state as +5 divided by 2, which is 10. You will get the oxidation state is as 5, right? So in this way you can find out the oxidation state, right? So I hope you have understood this, how to find out the oxidation state, right? Now next we have to see that the change in oxidation state. Okay, so when we talk about the change in oxidation state, we will take some examples. So here you can see, when you will find the oxidation state of KMnO4, in here magnesium has an oxidation of +7, just now we have seen the example, right? And but here when it is changing into KMnO4 is changing into MnSO4, So at that time, what is the change in the oxidation state? So change in the oxidation state, always remember that we will find out left minus right, right? So here you can, this is left, this is right, this is minus, this is left, right? So right minus left. So here you can see magnesium is changing from +7 to +2, right? So as you can see, magnesium manganese, sorry, not magnesium, manganese is changing into +7 to +2, right? So at that time, change in oxidation state will be +2 minus, okay, +7, which will be -5, right? So as you can see, the change in oxidation state is -5. Now next, for this also, as you can see, chromium here +6 oxidation state, and it is changing into +3. So change in the oxidation state will be +3 minus +6, it will be -3. Next, here again, Ki is iodine is changing into, here I is +1, it is changing into +5, +1 it is changing, -1 it is changing into +5, means the change in oxidation state is +6. Okay, for example, here also carbon, and you will see the carbon here the oxidation state is +3, it is changing into oxidation state of +4. So at that time, change in oxidation state will be +1. So in this way we can find out the oxidation state, right? Now one more thing we can understood from here, that from the in equation 1 and 2, as you can see, in when we talk about this equation 1 and 2, you will say that there is a decrease in the oxidation state, right? In equation 1 and 2, you will see that there is a decrease in the oxidation state, it is changing into +7. From +7 it is changing into +2, means there is a decrease in the oxidation state, right? And again, in question number 3 and 4, you will see that in question number 3 and 4 there is an increase in the oxidation state. As you can see, in question number 3 and 4, you will see it is changing into +1 to +5, right? So it means what? A -1 to +5, it means that there is an increase in the oxidation state. Here also, +3 to +4 means there is an increase in the oxidation state, right? So since in question number 1 and in example number 1 and 2, in this example number 1 and 2, there is a decrease in the oxidation state, but in question number 2 and 4, 3 and 4, in example number 3 and 4, there is an increase in the oxidation state. So hence what we can say, that in equation 1 and 2, the the element has accepted an electron, right? Whereas in question number 3 and 4, the electron has lost its electron. So this is a very complicated one, you just try to understand this. Here you can see it is changing from +7 to +2, means what? It is accepting an electron, right? And here it is -1 to +5, means what? It is donating an electron, right? So as you can see, we can say that what, in equation 1 and 2, the element has accepted an electron, that is why it is changing into +7 to +2, right? When it is changing from +7 to +2, means what? It is accepting an electron, right? But in the same way, if it is changing from to -1 to +5, means it is denoting an electron, right? Donating an electron. So you can say that, we can say like this, that equation 1 and 2, the element has accepted an electron, whereas in equation 3 and 4, the element has lost an electron, right? So from here, from this concept, one new definition has arrived, which is when there is an increase in the oxidation state is called oxidation, when there is a decrease in the oxidation state it is called reduction. So one new definition we have got is that when there is a increase in the oxidation state it is called oxidation, when there is a decrease in the oxidation state is called reduction. So I hope you have understood this, right? So now what we can say, that acceptance of electron is called reduction and removal of electron is called oxidation. So I hope you have understood this, right? So this was a little bit complicated, you try to revise this one to two times, you will get this, right? Now next is oxidizing and reducing agent. So again, one more complicated topic, the oxidizing and reducing agent. So try to understand it carefully, right? We know that substance which undergo an overall increase in the oxidation state, okay, that is the sum of the change in the oxidation state of each element is positive, right? Try to understand this. The substance, I will try to make you understand from this definition only. you can see that the substance which undergo an overall increase in the oxidation state, means there is an overall increase in the oxidation state. So what we can say, the sum of the change in the oxidation state of each element is positive, right? So the substance is said to be undergo oxidation, okay, and it is known as reducing agent. The substance which is undergoing oxidation is called reducing agent, whereas the substance which is undergoing reduction is called oxidizing agent, right? So this concept is little bit complicated. Most of the students get confused on this topics. So don't get confused, just to try to understand like this. If there is any substance in which whose overall there is an increase in the oxidation state, right? Or means what we can say, the sum of the change in the oxidation state of each element is positive. If there is a change in the oxidation state of that element is positive, then you can say that the substance is said to be undergoing oxidation, but that substance is known as what? Reducing agent. Okay, in the same way, if there is an overall decrease in the oxidation state, that is the sum of the change of the oxidation state of each element is negative, at that time the substance is said to be undergo reduction, and that type of substance is called what? Oxidizing agent. So I hope you have got the idea about oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Now next we will see the reaction in which the oxidation state of an element in the left hand side is greater than the oxidation state on the right hand side. That is, the oxidation state of the reactant is greater than the oxidation state of the product, is termed as reduction reaction. Means what? I will try to make you understand. You know that left hand side reaction has two sides, left hand side and right hand side, right? So if the reaction in which the oxidation state of an atom in the left hand side, this side, left hand side, if the oxidation state on the left hand side is greater, suppose this one is greater than its oxidation state on the right hand side. Okay, right hand side is smaller, oxidation state in the left hand side is greater, and the oxidation state in the right hand side is smaller as predicted. Okay, means what? The left hand side is greater, oxidation state is greater on the right, and then the oxidation state on the right hand side, then what we can say, the oxidation state in the reactant, this one is reactant, right? Left hand side reactant is greater than the product, right? As product, which is product, if we have predicted that their oxidation state should be this, so this is greater than the predicted product of the reduction, predicted oxidation state of the product, then this type of reactant is called, this type of reaction is termed as reducing reaction. Okay, reduction reaction, as you can see this. Now just reverse this one. If a reaction in which the oxidation state of an atom increases from left hand side, okay, and that is more on the right hand side, okay, then what we can say, that type of reaction is called what? Oxidation reaction, right? Simple, you just try to remember this. If in the oxidation state of left hand side is greater, then it is a reduction reaction. If the oxidation state of right side is greater, then it is a reduction oxidation reaction. Okay, now how to find out the change in the oxidation state? So as you can see, you don't see this. Okay, first of all, you don't see this. If the iron 2 Fe2 plus is changing into Fe3 plus, if we are asked to find out the change in oxidation state, so here the if iron has the oxidation state of +2, here it is +3. So how we will find out the oxidation state? Right minus left. Okay, so right is +3 minus left is +2, so we will get +1. So change in the oxidation state is +1, right? In the same way, so now what is the change in oxidation? +1. So what we have to do, we have to subtract this -1 electron here. How whatever the change in oxidation state we will get, we have to subtract here. Okay, either we can subtract here or add here. We can also write like this, the change in oxidation state what we have got here, +1, right? So we can also write like this, Fe2 plus 1 electron will give Fe3 3 plus, right? In this way also you can write, or you can write like this also, as it is written here. Okay. Now next, for this also, Mn, here Mn is in the +7 oxidation state. It is here, it is changing into +2 oxidation state. Means the change in oxidation state will be -5. So just you have to subtract here -5 electron, right? Now next is here sulfur is +6 here, but here it has changed into -2. So means what? Change in the oxidation is -8. So just we have to subtract -8 electron here, so we will get the reaction, right? Now next is again in this reaction you can see sulfur again -6. We will see sulfur in nitrogen. Here you can see nitrogen is in +5 oxidation state. It has changed into +4. So change in oxidation state is -1. So we'll just subtract -1 here, right, on the left hand side. So in this way you can find out, right? Now there are some elements where we have to find out the oxidation state of two elements are not given. Okay, there are some reaction in which the elements of the we have to find out the oxidation state of two elements, means the oxidation state of two elements is not given there. So at that time how we have to do, you see in this example, FeC2O4 will changing into Fe3 plus CO2 plus 3E, right? So at this type of reaction here, since what we have to do, since here we don't know the oxidation state of iron because it is not in the list, but just list which we have seen in the previously before drawing the oxidation state. So since iron is not in the list and carbon is also not in the list, so at that time we do not panic this in this type of question. You just leave it. Okay, if they have not given the oxidation state of iron or anything, so you don't need to do anything. You just write as it is, as you can see. So it is FeC2O4, right, and it is changing into Fe3 plus, okay, plus CO2 and plus 3 electron, right? So this 3 electron we have to find out first actually. So this 3 electron we will not write first. So as you can see, this two, we don't know the oxidation state of this iron as well as carbon, so we will write as it is. As you can see, if we are not knowing, then we will write as it is. As you can see, if we are not knowing, we will write as it is. And we know the oxidation state of oxygen, right, which is -2. So -2 into 4 we will get +8, right? So what we can say, the oxidation state of iron and 2 carbon is +2 +8, right? But here in the right hand side we know that the oxidation state of iron is +3, it is given here. And for carbon here we can find out the oxidation state of carbon here, which is +4. How we can find out? There's carbon, we have carbon plus -2, right? Oxygen, the oxidation state of -2 is oxygen -2, overall is 0 here. So it will be 2 into 4, carbon will get +4 here, right? So in this way we can find out. So here the oxidation state of carbon is +4, right? So if we will add this carbon oxidation state of iron and 2 of carbon, one iron and 2 carbon, oxidation state of 1 iron and 2 carbon will be, you can see, 3 plus this plus 2 into 4, this one. So this is 11. So now this change in the oxidation state will be, here we have got iron plus carbon, here iron plus 2 carbon we have got +8, here iron plus 2 carbon we have got 11. So change in the oxidation state will be 11 minus 8, which will be +3, right? +3. So the change in oxidation state is +3, as you can see here. We have written, right? So it is also easy, right? So one more example, as you can see in the same way, the example of FeS2, okay, and here FeSO4, it is changing into FeSO4 plus SO2. Here now we are not knowing this 12. This is a solved example. In the exam you will get only this, you will not get this. You have just to balance this. So for, since iron we don't know, sulfur we don't know, so we will write as it is. So you can see overall charge is 0, so we will write here overall charge as it is. As you can see, the overall charge is 0 here. For iron and sulfur it is 0, right? But here also the oxidation state of iron and sulfur we will find out with 8 plus 8, it will be 8, because we know the oxidation state of oxygen, right, which is +8 here. But here there are two different type of there are two there are two type of sulfur here, right? One is this and another one is this. So for this, their oxidation state of this sulfur will be +4, right? So now what we will do here, what we have got, one iron and two sulfur. Here also one iron this, another sulfur is this, and this sulfur, right? So how we will add this? So these two, for this two, for this iron and sulfur it is 8, and for this is 4, right? So how much it will become? It will become 8 plus 4, it will be 12, right? So here it is 0, so 12 minus 0 is 0, it is 12. So change in the oxidation state is plus 12. So I hope you have understood this, right? Now in the same way we can do this one also. As2 S3, so we don't know As, we don't know S3, but here we know the As oxidation state of As is +5 because we can find out from here, right? And for sulfur it is 0, nothing is given, means 0. So when we will find out the overall oxidation state, it will become what? 10. So you can say 10 electron. So I hope up to this you have understood, right? So now next is specter ions or skeletal equation. So we will discuss about this. For balancing the chemical equation, two word we have to understand. One is skeletal ion, spectator ion, and another one is a skeletal ion, a skeletal equation. So what is spectator ion? Spectator ions are those ions which neutralizes the charges in the reaction, right? But they do not take part in the reaction. Now you can see the definition here. Spectator ion, these ions which are present in the solution, okay, only to neutralize the charge and do not take part in the reaction, are termed as spectator ion. They do not show any change in the oxidation state. Means what? Spectator ions are those ions which do not show any change in the oxidation state, okay? It neutralizes the charge but do not take part in the reaction, okay? And that means if there is there is no change in the oxidation state, then that type of ions is called what? Spectator ions. Now skeletal equation, okay? So what is this skeletal equation? So skeletal equation is what? This is an equation which contains the species undergoing oxidation or reduction along with their corresponding product in the form in which they exist in the solution or system, or term as skeletal equation. So a skeletal equation is basically those equation in which the species is undergoing oxidation as well as they are undergoing reduction, right, in their corresponding product. So we will see how to balance the chemical equation. So first, this method which I have used here is a ion exchange method, okay? There is ion electron method. Plus KMnO4 plus H2C2O4 plus H2SO4 will give MnSO4 plus K2SO4 plus CO2 plus H2O. So first of all, what we have to do in ion electron method, you write the overall oxidation state of each and every element. So as you can see, I have written for K +1, for manganese +7, for oxygen -2. Here hydrogen +1, carbon +3, oxygen -2. Here hydrogen +1, sulfur +6 and oxygen -2. Here manganese +2, sulfur +6, oxygen -2. Potassium +1, sulfur +6 and oxygen -2. Carbon +4, oxygen -2. Hydrogen +1, oxygen -2. I have written each and every oxidation state of each and every element. Now you try to cancel out the oxidations whose oxidation state are not changing. As you can see, the oxidation state of this potassium and this potassium is not changing, just you cancel out. The oxidation state of this sulfur and this oxygen is SO4 is not changing, you just cancel out, okay? The oxidation state of this sulfur and this sulfur is not changing, just cancel out. The oxidation state of this H2O, okay, here H2O, and here also SO4 will cancel out, right? So in this way, when you will cancel out this, the whose oxidation state is not changing, means spectator ions we are cancelling out. So as a whole, what we will get this whose oxidation state are changing, means MnO4 is changing into Mn2 plus, and H2SC2O4 is changing into CO2, right? So this one we have Just we have by deducting from here we have got the overall reaction this. Now what we have to do, we have to balance this reaction. Okay, we have got the overall reaction here, this one. So first criteria is to find, to see where the which one is an oxidation reaction or which one is a reduction reaction. Okay, so here you see manganese is changing into Mn2 plus, right? So here reduction, this is what reduction equation, right? See, this is reducing, this is reduction equation. So we will write here MnO plus MnO4 negative, it is changing into Mn2 plus, as I have written here MnO4, it is changing into Mn2 plus. Now next, here oxidation is taking place, right? So we will write separately the reduction equation, we will write separately, and oxidation equation we will write separately. Now if the medium is acidic, right, if the medium is acidic we have to add H plus, if the medium is basic we have to add H2O and OH, right? So now first of all we have to see, here you see Mn is changing into Mn2 plus, right? And here since Mn is changing into Mn2 plus, so how many electrons there is it was plus 7, now it was minus 2, plus 2 means there is a 5 electron, right? There is a change in 5 electron because minus 7 plus 7, sorry, minus 2 plus 2 and minus plus 7, it will become what, plus 7, right? Plus 5. So here manganese is changing into plus 5. So what we will do, we'll just simply add plus 5 electron here, right? Now after that you will see here is one manganese, here also one manganese. Okay, but oxygen is here 4. So here since we have to oxygen is 4, to balance the oxygen what we will do, we will add hydrogen here, means 4 oxygen is here, here no oxygen, right? As you can see no oxygen is here. So to balance the oxygen we will add H2O, 4 H2O. Always remember that to balance the oxygen we have to add H2O. So to balance the oxygen we have add 4 H2O here. Now again we will see, so in this side manganese has become 4, here manganese has become 1, one manganese here. After that here oxygen is how much, 4, here also 4 oxygen. Now what we have to measure, now next we have to manage, we have to balance hydrogen here. So you will see hydrogen is 8 here. So to balance the hydrogen we will add H plus here, right? We will add H plus here to balance the hydrogen. Now we will see all everything is balanced, right? 8 hydrogen, 8 hydrogen, 1 manganese, 1 manganese, 4 oxygen, 4 oxygen, right? Now we come to next equation, which is oxidation equation. So in oxidation equation you see the oxidation state of this carbon is 0 here, this also, here also 0, but here is 2 carbon, here is 1 carbon only, so we will add here 2 first. Okay, now after that you see what is the change in the oxidation state, which is plus minus 2, right? So we will write here minus 2 electron. After that you see hydrogen is how much, 2 hydrogen. So what we will do, we will we will add 2 H plus here. Now after that we will have to write the overall, we have to check the overall charge. So overall charge we will, when you will see, for this you see for this minus 1. Okay, after that plus 8. Okay, minus 5. So it is becoming plus 2 here, as you can see I have counted out. Here also minus, here also when you will see, here also you will get same thing. Okay, now we will see here, you will understand from here, we have to balance out the charge. So what we have got now is, since we have to balance the electrons, so here you see 5 electrons, here 2 electrons. So we will find out the LCM. So 5 into 2 is 10, LCM will be 10. So this one we will multiply it by 2, as you can see, and this one we will multiply it by 4. And after that overall we will write the reaction here. So when you will overall, when you will write the reaction here, we have to check the charge. So when you will check the charge here, it is when you here when you check the charge, plus 2, 0 and plus 6. Here also you see it is coming plus 4 here, here also plus 4, 0, and here again here it is coming plus 4. If their charge is not balanced, means their your balancing is wrong. Okay, just to cancel out the reaction and do it again, so you have to balance the charge, right? So here we have got the overall balanced equation here. So I hope you have understood this, right? So this was about the ion electron method. Now next we will see about the oxidation number method. So oxidation number method, this one is oxidation method number. So it is very simple. Just you have to do, you have to balance the oxygen. We have to add hydrogen. Okay. So here you see manganese. is changing into Mn, is changing into Mn2 plus, means there is a change in how many electron, 5 electron, right? Because it is as it is there, he is in 7 plus 7 oxidation state, it has changed into plus 2, right? So there is a 5, there is an exchange of 5 electron. Now again, when we talk about this carbon is changing into, here this carbon was having a plus 4 oxidation state, it is changed into plus 2. So as you can see here, there is a plus, there is a 2 electron, exchange of 2 electron here, right? So first of all, we will find, we will balance the manganese. Okay, so you see manganese is 2 here, we will add here 2 manganese. After that, how much carbon is 5 to the 10 carbon, right? So here we will add 10 carbon dioxide, in carbon dioxide we will add 10, so we will get 10 carbon here. Now we will see oxygen, how many oxygen is there? 5 4 5 is a 20, and here 4 to the 8, 28 oxygen, overall 28 oxygen is there, right? So here we will see, if you will see, we have 2 and 10, 20 oxygen, so we are left with 8 oxygen, right? So we will add 8 H2O. If we, to balance the oxygen, we will add H2O. Now if we are adding H2O, our oxygen is balanced. Now that is the time for hydrogen. So how many hydrogen is there? You can see 5 to the 10 hydrogen, but here you will see that 2 to the 16 hydrogen is there, so 6 hydrogen we will add here. So in this way we can balance this equation. So this method is called what? This method is the oxidation number method, and this method which I have done here, this is what this method is. This method is ion electron method. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. These two methods you have to practice so many questions on this, okay? Because in exam you will get directly, they will ask to balance these equations. They will give the equation like this, and they will ask to balance this equation using ion electron method and oxidation number method. They can ask anything, right? Now the last thing is disproportion reaction. So disproportion reaction is what? A reaction in which same species undergoing oxidation as well as reduction. If in a reaction in which the same species undergoing oxidation as well as reduction, then this term is known as disproportion reaction, right? For example, the element, for example, an element, to show such a reaction, it must have uh, at least different oxidation state. The species must not be either in the highest or lowest oxidation state. Means what I mean to say that to undergo a disproportion reaction, which element will go a disproportion reaction whose oxidation state should not be the highest, in the highest or in the lowest. If any element is there whose oxidation state is not in the highest or on the lowest, then that type of element will go undergo oxidation reaction. Okay, a disproportion reaction. As you can see, one example is there, SCHO plus OH will give what? SCOO and CH3OH. So you can balance this one easily, right? As you can see, I have put it here 2 here, then we can balance this. Now again, one more example for disproportion reaction, chlorine plus OH, Cl negative and ClO3. So how to balance this? You can use either the oxidation number method or ion electron method. So here we have used, for to balance the disproportion reaction, I will like to tell you one example. You just suppose we have here we will see the left hand side. Okay, so here chlorine is, one chlorine is here, right? So what we will do, we will first write 2 chlorine, one here and one here. After that, you see this chlorine we will write as it is, this COCl3 we will write as it is. Now first of all, what we have to manage, how we have to how we have to balance this. So to balance this, as you can see here, since we have written one chlorine here and one chlorine here, and here one chlorine, so how to balance this? First of all, we will see OH. You see here OH, sorry, here, not here. You oxygen, you see 3 oxygen, here only 1 oxygen is there, right? So what we will do, we will add, to balance the oxygen, we will first add 6 H2O here. Okay, okay, you can do like this. You can say Cl2 here, OH2, Cl. So first this Cl you will write in two form, here Cl and Cl. After that, this Cl will be as it is, this Cl will be as it is, and this COCl3 will be as it is. Now first of all, we will try to balance this. As you can see, 4 chlorine here, and here it will be 1 and 2 chlorine, right? So here 4 and here 2 chlorine, means what we can do, so if we are adding here 10 and here if it is writing 2, so how many chlorine it has become? 10, and here 2, 12 chlorine, right? And here also if you will do what we have done, we have just added 5 here, so here 5 to the 10, and here 2, 12 chlorine, right? After that oxygen, you will see oxygen is 3 to just 6 here is oxygen is 1, right? So to balance the 6 oxygen, first of all we will add 6 hydrogen, H2O here. Now since we have added 6 H2O here, now the H2 oxygen has changed here. How we can see? 6 to the 12, 6 here and 12 here means 18, right? So here also what we will do to balance this, here we will add 12 H2O here, right? So now you can see 12 oxygen here and 6 oxygen here, to 18 oxygen we have got, right? Now again at last we have to balance the hydrogen. You will see here 12 hydrogen, here 6 to the 12, and here 6 to the 24 hydrogen. So here you can see 12 to the 24 hydrogen, right? So in this way you can we can balance the disproportion reaction. If there is a disproportion reaction in which the same element is undergoing reduction as well as oxidation, then we have to balance like this by writing 2. One you have to write 2. Now after that, next is opposite of that is com proportion reaction, means the reaction in which the same species having a different oxidation state react to give a product having only one oxidation state of that species is termed as com proportion reaction. Okay, so as you can see in com proportion reaction, example is this. In com proportion reaction, what we have to do, we have to product side we have to write 2. Okay, it is not like this. Okay, it is just like this. H2S plus SO2. Okay, it will give 2S plus H2. It is like this. So this side, this 2S we have to write 2 times. Here what we have written, here the reactant side, the Cl, since it is going under oxidation, so this one we have written 2 times, right? But here in this case, here sulfur, here what we are doing, this sulfur we are writing 2 times, right? Here's one here, one here. Now start to balance this. So to balance this, first of all 2 sulfur here, 2 sulfur here, there are also 2 and 1 3 sulfur, right? Here also 2 and 1 3 sulfur. After that oxygen is how much here? 2 oxygen. So we have added 2 hydrogen here. So now after that we will add how many hydrogen? 4 hydrogen. Here we will add 2, so it will become 4 hydrogen. So I hope you have understood this, how to balance the com proportion reaction, right? So you just practice this, right? Com proportion, disproportion, because in this chapter the very important topic is this, how to balance the chemical reaction, right? Balancing is very important in this chapter. Okay, right? So as much as question, if you want to if you want, you can practice on balancing. Okay, because balancing is a very important topic in this chapter. So this was all about this chapter, so I hope you have understood this. So in the next class, from the next class we will jump to physical chemistry. Okay, and we will start with some basic concept of chemistry, which is chapter 1. After that we will discuss about the solids states of matter. Okay, so keep up to this. Till that, thank you.